Now that we have done all of these process and we have done understand them, uh, now it's time for us to do the actual unwrapping process. I'm going to unfreeze and I am going to delete all of these objects, and I'm going to just click on the standard and possibly look at this picture frame. I might uh, remove this and just roughly scale this object up. So if I press Shift F, or I could just use my image comp helper script, just quickly get rid of these. But for now, no, I think I'm not going to look at my image comp helper script, but I am going to look at my reference images. This was the reference concept image that we have done. We could possibly type the composition, but I'm not going to do this. We are going to proceed with the unwrapping process. Back to the perspective view, and go easy. First, I will unwrap this picture frame object by clicking on this rizomuv bridge and then sending this object to the rizomuv, and the RGB error was because in the preferences we I did set up this texture. I'm going to reset all, and so that rizomuv has been set to its default state, and I'm going to press F. And for this approach, for this route, I think I'm going to click with this sharp edges, some sort of auto seam solution, and click here and maybe lower this algorithm option and possibly unwrap and pack. Now you can see that uh, Rhizome UV has given me a very perfect, not perfect, but almost perfect solution. And if I go to my checkerboard pattern, you can see that uh, I don't have any overlapping UVs and nothing else. Now, in the planning phase, what now we are doing the unwrapping in Rhizome UV. Uh, I'm going to further categorize this, you know, part to into subcategories, like what is important and what's not. Nice aligned text and nice even textures. And what was the size of this object? Let me quickly get back into Max and go to my tool, not the tools, edit menu, transform toolbox, and get the size of this object. It's 50 by 100, and which means that if we follow our rule for the texture, which was 200 by 200 centimeter per 2K texture, this is, I think this is 100 by 100, so we can put a 1K texture to this frame. So let me just divide this by 2 and we have a 1K texture. And if we go to the polygon menu, and yeah, this is more or less roughly the, I can repack and optimize so we can make sure. Yeah, it's now 9.65 texel density. Now the consistency, what I've said, and uh, Remember, in art, we say that rules are meant to be broken. Well, this is the perfect case. uh, yes, we want to be consistent in textile density, but this phase, uh, this is the back of the picture frame, and this phase we will probably be never going to see this, and not even in the game, not even in the render. So it's no point to give this much texel resolution to this face, which is not seen by anything, neither in the camera nor never. So I'm going to scale this thing down, by clicking on these handles, and possibly, for the sake of it, just this. And I'm going to expand my packing properties, and min scaling and max scaling. I'm going to lock this. So whenever I pack this, it will not try to pack this. If I try to pack this, and I have no idea why this is not. uh, these should be free, and this one should be 100% min and max. Now it worked, and I don't know why it did not work previously, but the thing is that if we if I want to say, rules are meant to be broken, I know that this is the picture frame, and within this frame there's going to be a picture, and I want this to be, like very very clear. So I'm going to just, give this a much higher textile density, and I think I'm going to just press pack again. And see, here's the thing. The next would be to, this is done, and nice aligned texture. And what uh, I mean by that is, if I go to this texture mode, you can see that uh, some of these faces, the text are upside down, and here it's okay. So this means that I need to, pack these islands in the direction of, like, rotate them manually. But Rhizome UV has an option, which is the initial orientation. If I set this, in Rhizome, the up axis, the upward axis is Y. So if I click on Y, initial orientation to Y, and you know I think I have to, repack this again, and apply the textile density once again, and possibly I have to, scale it down once again, and then try to pack again. Now you can see that uh, the text have been oriented correctly. Well, still not this one. Well, we could just manually, rotate it. It's not that hard. uh, and we can, scale it up again, and then try to pack again. Now this is what uh, I was looking for, and this is great. And we have a 1K texture with the textile density that we want to be, aiming for. And apart from this rule that we've broken. We break this rule, and I told you why we break this rule, because I want this is the main part of the image, and we want to be putting a pencil drawing in this image. And we could you know give this polygon, give this UV island, should I say, a bigger text resolution, or a bigger text space. So I'm going to hit save. So okay, somehow this can happen as well. The connection has been broken. No problem, we can save this. So we can do save as, and navigate to my project directory and click on import export, and I am going to say picture frame fbx and save. This can happen, don't worry, relax. Just nothing's going to end, nothing's going to happen. Just delete this object and click on import, and then import the picture frame and click on import. And now this object has been imported. We could if this gets imported the wrong way, I can press undo and click on this object and possibly align it, or use, in this case I'm just going to use the tag tool and just uh, put it over here like this, and just click on the move tool and just roughly place it over here, and hide selection and delete this object and unhide. And I think this has the proper UV. We can check this by going to the unwrap UVW modifier, and you can see that this has proper UVs. So this is done, and the next thing would be, if I hide this, the one thing that I should have done is override uh, this with shaded without maps. Not this one. Where is the fast shade? This That's it. or I could override with the UV textures as well. But because the process I think that we are doing, we should override with the UV. So